It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
Everyone, Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, of course, pal, the man with the plan, the one and only, John Meleka, and video producer Greg. But before we ask these guys how they're doing, you all know the drill. If you listen to this podcast and you haven't already done so, please make sure to subscribe. We're on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review or comment. We're also partnered with Fansided and Minute Media, so you can find us on the Daily Knicks or the Jet Press. We also got a YouTube page, Knicks coming, Jets coming, etc. period, no one writes out, etc. That shit's wild. Find the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. When you watch a video, hit the like button, add to the conversation. So by leaving a comment, we want to know your thoughts and opinions. We're going to talk about some projections, our roster cuts. We're going to talk about the preseason. The New York Jets went undefeated, baby. Undefeated. Sauce Gardner did see one target. You already know what that means for this season. You already know.
Baby. Hang the banner.
Hang that banner already. Let's go. And you also know what else? You guys know what else? We got another podcast on this channel. It's called Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every sport possible. NFL, NBA, MLB, PGA, NHL. You name it. These guys will cover it. They'll tell you where to put your money if you like to put your money down on the line by betting on sports.
Alex, college football week 0 started. Yeah, we did all the conference previews. We got the NFL previews, but I mean, personally, man, I cannot wait for the week 0 review. we got some discussions to have. We got week 1 for both college and NFL coming up. After the NFL previews, I mean, just tune in, man. Just tune in. Tune in if you like football. That's all I have to say.
These guys are going to get into it, so you got to go make sure to check it out. And then last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are there. John, Greg, my guys. Jets went undefeated, baby. 3-0. 3-0.
Not only that, bro, we got the GOAT. We got the GOAT at the quarterback.
Sauce Gardner.
No, not quarterback.
Oh, quarterback. I thought you said cornerback.
Trevler, baby.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the comeback kid.
Yo, man, that he threw that back shoulder, baby. Back shoulder. My God.
Yo, Calvin Jackson. I mean, in today's episode, we're not only going to talk about the preseason, but we're going to get into some cut predictions here. As you're listening to this, the cuts are probably going through. We're doing this the night of. We just got some breaking news here with Goodry. He closed out the cuts. We'll get into the cuts later, man. But I'm already thinking about Streetfly. I know that's such a Jets fan thing to do, but I'm already wondering what's gonna happen with him.
Stop.
Dude. Him and Calvin Jackson with that. Honestly, they better be leading that practice squad. And I don't get.
Trevor is so definitely on the practice squad, bro. There's no way he's leaving. I think he's gonna be on the practice squad. There's no way he's getting cut.
I don't know, man. He's better than a lot of backup quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't think the Jets are going to let him go that quickly. I don't think anyone's recognized him yet to go snatch him up. But things can change, obviously.
Greg, what do you think about this preseason, man? Undefeated, champions. The champions. Listen, when the Ravens do it, it's miraculous. Like, it's amazing. The record books, it leads ESPN. It's the number one thing to talk about. When the Jets do it, we get made fun of. Oh, you losers, you win preseason games. I need to go to the preseason, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think last year we were undefeated too, right? So back-to-back undefeated preseasons for the Jets. Hasn't turned into anything good during the regular season for us, but you gotta start somewhere. So, I mean, I've been watching Hard Knocks. I've been watching One Jets Drive. these teams, the Lions on Hard Knocks, the Jets, for One Jets Drive, they both preach a toughness. They both preach competitiveness, no matter what it is. I think, who's the coach for the Lions now? I just blanked on his name, but Campbell, yeah. Was talking about, it was like, winning feels good. Winning feels good. He's like, I don't care if it's a game of darts. I don't care if it's tic-tac-toe. I don't care if it's preseason. Winning feels good. So happy that we're getting it done. Kind of a little nervous that it's all second half comebacks, because that means the guys that were trotted out of the first half aren't doing too good. Joe Flacco and the first team offense, or pieces of the first team offense, didn't look great.
Yikes.
But Mike White's been pretty impressive. I know we've been talking about Streveler. He's been great all preseason. Well, this too, but Mike White, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know. Mike White looked good. Mike White did look good.
Which
honestly is nice, because after the last preseason game, everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, Mike White, we got to cut him." It's all over. So it's very up and down here in the preseason. But let's stick with the offense that you were talking about here.
Yeah.
Tomlinson had that false start, but otherwise, I mean, there were some plays that came out today, because I didn't watch the preseason film, being honest. I just watched the game. Some nice blocks on the left side of that line, man, and we saw Breece Hall run it. This is going to be an all-out running offense. We've been saying it all year. We're going to rely on this offensive line. I think it speaks volumes into like the rumor that we heard today about Idoga getting shipped to Dallas, which turned out to be debunked now. That means that we feel good, right? I was even joking around, talking about I was so pissed that we didn't draft that punter, Stout.
Yep.
In the 4th round, the one that went to the Ravens. Meanwhile, we got Max Mitchell and Mike Clemens. Of course, which we're going to get into when we talk about the defense. So, these are, big franchise-changing depth pieces, and that makes us comfortable to be able to reel and deal. But, Alex, the offensive line and the running game, I think objectively looked pretty good. What about your wide receivers, dude? What do you think about them?
Look, man, if we're going to talk about wide receivers, how about we talk about Denzel Mims requesting a trade? How about we get into that conversation?
Wait, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's not talk about the end of the depth chart right now. Let's talk about Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson. Braxton Berrios looks so damn good. It's unbelievable. I don't know.
Are we shocked at this point? Are we shocked? Because that man is trading. I mean, first of all, shout out to him coming out with a Slim Shady look this season.
He's so good. He, honest to God, looks like Julian Edelman out there. And I feel like we've never actually had a playmaker like that. That's in their prime, actually good, makes the right plays, is reliable. On 3rd down, if we could get 3rd and shorts, man, Braxton Berrios is going to be an animal, and our tight ends just look so good. The name of the game for the Jets is to just get 3rd and shorts. If we could run ourselves or give ourselves some short passes into 3rd and shorts, I just feel like this offense is prime to get those first downs, which I know is just baby steps. That's all I need. I just need first downs here. Just when we're talking about Ravens, we just mentioned their punter. They have a nice kicker. We know that too. They run the ball. It's going to be a field possession game, just projecting a little bit to week 1. I'm excited to see what this actual LaFleur offense looks like. They're going to disguise a lot of things that wasn't apparent in that preseason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to see a lot. To go to your question about the wide receivers, we didn't get to see a lot, but route running looks good from Moore and Corey Davis. The guys that were mostly involved throughout that game were Berrios, as you talked about, Smith, and then Denzel Mims, the guy gets 7 receptions for 102 yards and a TD. What's cool? Fitting, just fitting, man. Just fitting.
Trade stock, man. Instead of a 7th rounder, we'll take a 6th
trade stock is going up.
Yeah, 100 yards. That's nothing to sneeze at. So
all right, let's get into it.
On 8 targets, he caught 7 of 8. Let's keep it a buck. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you can't be so excited about Denzel Mims and then poo-poo Streveler in the beginning of this podcast. Sorry, they're playing at the same time. But
no, it's not poo-pooing Streveler. I'm just saying he's going to be the practice squad. I'm not really poo-pooing him at all.
Yeah, so the only rumored team, right, was Matt Rule and the Panthers, which I would have loved if we just shipped the Panthers Denzel Mims for a pick. Oh my God, I would have been unbearable if that happened. It just would have made my whole day. Unfortunately, they traded for Chenault, the wide receiver from the Jaguars, so that's probably off the table for them. I don't know how many draft picks they're willing to trade away for just.
How many Jets are they willing to take too? I mean, Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, take Denzel.
And shout out to Sam Darnold, dude. That ankle injury looked pretty bad. I don't know what the diagnosis is on it, but didn't look too good for him. But yeah, I don't know. Denzel Mims, Edoga, these are all players who are rumored to be traded, which means that they're rumored to be cut. right. And we're staring here at cut day. Let's just jump to the defense here before we, throw out too many of our predictions. Shout out to guest of our show, Michael Nania. He threw out a stat today that Bryce Huff had the most pressures, 10 in the preseason. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a pretty nice stat for a depth chart that we're talking about that's so loaded, right? That's how we started this show with all this, the D-line is loaded. It's our best asset. Speaking of best asset, I mentioned him in passing, but Michael Clemens, dude. Michael Clemens ruining Tyrod Taylor on the most legal hit I've ever seen. Like, I was a little, to be honest with you guys, and I want to get your thoughts on the defense, but also, was that like borderline putting body weight on the quarterback? I was a little bit worried about getting that penalty because everyone's like, it's so clean. I was like, I don't know. I'm nervous. Like, I know it's cliche, but I was nervous about the flag. Like, nice hit, but I was like,
especially in the preseason too, they might just protect the quarterbacks even more than they will in the regular season, just because it's like, dude, we don't need people to get injured. It was a very clean hit. It was a good hit. He's looked incredible this preseason. I mean, you're talking about late round picks that could have some real impact for us. He's definitely one of them in a loaded defensive line, but they were talking about it in the broadcast, and I was watching the game with my dad. He follows a team, but he doesn't follow it like we follow it. So I was just like, watch this Michael Clemens, dude. He's like one of the scariest guys in the league, and they start talking about his motor, and he doesn't give up on plays. He doesn't stop. It's what you need from young guys, and you need stuff from your veterans. I mean, we saw Quan Alexander hit the absolute crap out of somebody.
Let's go.
He just set the
we
tone.
have a linebacker, Greg.
And then you need the young guys to be able to do it every play. And Michael Clemens looks like when he's out there so far, he's going 100%. He's finding the ball. He's finding the quarterback. He's finding the playmaker and stopping it. So I love to see it. I'm very happy with what we've had with him so far, especially compared to some of the other defensive ends and stuff like that we've drafted in the past. I think there's a shot that he's
but speaking of
really hit for us.
Speaking of on that play with Tyrod.
Yeah, Tyrod. Team Mobile.
Jermaine Johnson was there. Jermaine Johnson was the first person on that pressure. The other guy we drafted, you know what I mean? And Jermaine Johnson and Carl Lawson and Quinnen Williams and Bryce Huff, and Michael Clemens. It's a squad out there, man. Like, we're not even talking about Jacob Martin, who we literally acquired, to come to this team.
Do you think he's a cut candidate? Do you think there's a shot we traded, a 6th-round pick for him?
Yeah, I don't. I think because we traded for him, to be honest with you, no.
He's stay.
I just. Yeah, well, he's possible. He could be like. I think Solomon Thomas is more of a surprise cut candidate, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but we'll get into that. We'll get into that
a couple minutes.
A couple minutes here, because there's one guy here that I know the man with the green hat right now wants to talk about him. Our boy AG, got the guy who's getting his own sauce at B Dubs this year.
Sauce.
Hey, did you hear Salah do that for Streebler when he gave him the game?
No,
ball?
I didn't hear them.
And then one play goes Streebler.
That's amazing. Man, Sauce Gardner's been looking good this preseason, man. I don't know how else to describe it. It's to not be targeted, to guard, to defend the way he's defending as a rookie is impressive. I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, we played the Eagles, we played the Giants. It's we haven't played teams that were like, all right, we're ready to see what Sauce is, because we haven't played that top quarterback yet who can connect to a wide receiver. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but based on the preseason, you got to think that his confidence is building from no one targeting him the way he's been defending. You think that he enters the season comfortable with obviously the room to like improve, like thinking in that mindset. But it's a good way for him to be entering the league so far. Not, I think he might. I think he might have been steal, man. Like truly a steal of the draft. The way he's been playing so far.
Dude, I've been all over Sauce from the beginning. Talked about it from beforehand. You guys have been cautiously optimistic. I've been all in from the beginning.
You have been,
dude. Not one target, Alex. Not a catch. Not a touchdown like the stats are in college. The quarterbacks are too scared to throw it to him. Like that's how covered he is.
At the same time, what quarterbacks did he play? No quarterbacks that throw the ball.
Gardner
So far
Minshew,
in the preseason.
Jalen Hurts.
In the Eagles preseason?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Giants.
I mean, it's like he had one series versus them, and then they just. I mean, if I'm Davis Webb, I mean, I don't think Webb played against him.
All I'm saying is Bryce Hall got freaking lit up by Marcus Mariota, and Marcus Mariota didn't even throw the ball towards Sauce Gardner. So
I'm so happy.
It's
going to
happen. He's going to give up a touchdown this year. That stat's going to go away. But
for now, hang the banner.
Yeah, of course.
I'm telling you,
next to the undefeated season,
winning picks weekly, defensive rookie of the year plus 800 plus 1,000 depending on the sports book. There's a shot he's the best player out of this defensive class.
Dude, are the Jets gonna get the? Has it ever happened when we had the best defensive and offensive rookie in the same year? Can we parlay that? Because I love Hall so much.
Yeah,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that winning picks weekly. Subscribe to the YouTube. Shout out to the Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. You name it, we are there.
I mean, Sauce himself believes like that he's confident for the season, man. Like there's a quote out there. Shout out to the guy who's been covering the New York Jets since they were the New York Titans, Rich Cimini. In an article talking about Sauce Gardner, Sauce says, and I quote, "I think it's going to be different than how most rookie seasons are. People always talk about this rookie wall, things like that. I take football real serious, but at the same time, I have fun with it. I feel like that's why I'm able to have so much success. When I'm on the field, I'm smiling and having a lot of fun with it. Everything comes natural. I don't think I'm going to run into the quote unquote rookie wall. I think I'll just be able to go out there and dominate whoever winds up in front of me."
Dude, if you guys haven't watched the new episode of One Jets Drive, I think like 15 minutes were dedicated to Sauce Gardner. And dude, when you just see him walking around and stuff, like on the field, it's a little tough. Yeah, because like he's in space. When you see him just walking around, lining up to people, dude, he is big, he is lanky, he is fast, he is everything.
Antonio Cromartie build, man. The Antonio Cromartie build.
But he's got the brains
about.
To go with it. I'm not saying anything about Antonio Cromartie, but Sauce got the brains to go with it.
I'm sorry for any former Jets player, Knicks player that listens to this podcast and catches stray on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, the rest of the defense though, I do want to talk about real quick. Michael Carter.
Let's go. Making up for a mistake too. That's my favorite part about that game yesterday.
Dude, I think the first two possessions, right? The first possession we had, he was in on that sack on the third down with a bunch of people. That was awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then a big play again in the next drive. Like
we get that penalty, right?
Or
was that Eccles? I'm pretty sure he had that penalty like right before the interception. So he that for me was a big makeup play.
Yeah, okay.
He got back into it.
Okay, yeah, that might have been the case. But dude, back to back to start the game, 2 big drives, 2 big plays. He's one of those guys that they're trying to find a spot for him. There's talk about Bryce Hall being the
they found
corner.
They made a spot. They made the spot for him today, Greg, by cutting Goodry. I guess if you're listening to this, you already know. Cutting Javelin Goodry, a Jets draft pick, and keeping Michael Carter, another draft pick, that's finally solidified. And now the question is Eccles and I would say Isaiah Dunn.
Okay.
They're kind of those are kind of right. Those are kind of the other two working on that same position because we play the 3 DB position, right? We do that. That's Salah's defense. People complain there's a lot of holes in it. We'll see. I mean, every time Salah's been good, there seems to be no holes that anyone can find. So we'll see how it goes. But did you guys catch LaMarcus Joyner talking about the Jets and how it was either retire or play for the New York Jets and how he loves the New York Jets more than any other organization? And if he gets let go, he's not going anywhere else. And all this hype, I'm like, dude, where'd you even come from?
Yeah.
I didn't know any. Like, where did this all so now I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped that he loves this Jets team and he's dedicated, and he's finally healthy. That's your number one thing, Greg. Is Joyner going to even be healthy?
Yep.
So it looks like he's healthy. Looks like he's hyped. It looks like Willie Parks played really well, and they specifically said, I love what Willie Parks is doing, and he made a lot of impact, in the preseason at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if two things: if Ashton Davis is possible to be cut here,
Could be.
and I'm wondering if Tony Jefferson, the veteran from the Ravens, the safety, is also a candidate to come in here, especially, and you know how the NFL likes to play it, especially because we're playing the Ravens week 1. We have Flacco on the squad, and we got the AFC North week 1 through 4. You know what I mean? That's all Tony Jefferson knows. So what do you guys think about, we're talking about the secondary here. What do you think about the safety position? As this is always going to be a question mark here, I feel like, at free safety for at least till Jesse Bates becomes a free agent next year, but we'll talk about that later.
Ashton Davis probably on his way out of here. I mean, you got Will Parks, Jason Pinnock, LaMarcus Joyner, Jordan Whitehead. At this point, why even invest in someone like Ashton Davis when he hasn't shown anything since he's been here? I think this is it, man. I really think this is the end of the line for Ashton Davis. This is what, year 3, 4, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Year 3 or 4 for him. So
Adam Gase.
Yeah.
Good Lord. So yeah, I think Ashton Davis, and if you're going to ask me who else too, I also think that Tony Adams would be another guy who would probably be on the way out. Looking at the safety, I think those two guys, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if those two guys are on their way out. Man, just nothing. You haven't gotten anything from those guys at all, so no sense in keeping them around.
So while we're on the defense here, Delshon Phillips, linebacker, he got cut. I wonder if Bradley Anae, just by picking up that, picking up that fumble at the end, kind of, putting out some effort. I wonder if he's going to be at the end here, make the squad. I feel like Zuniga is on, he's on the mark here because
he's on the bubble.
He has to be, right? Because, we didn't mention it in the beginning, and I feel like we kind of did a disservice, but LaMichael Pirine, dude, he got cut, and that means that the other regime officially does not matter. You know what I mean? It just does not matter. Like if Pirine is gone, then Ashton Davis is possible to be gone. Then Zuniga is possible to be gone. You know what I mean? And then Jonathan Marshall is also on that list. You know what I mean? He's like, he becomes at the end. So the players like to say that, this day sucks, and I agree with them. It's not cool here. But it just is what it is. I'm really hyped about Quan Alexander. And, I wanted to mention before, I'm so happy that Salah has done with the nonsense about Bryce Hall starting over Gardner. And I think he has to stop the nonsense about Quincy Williams starting over Quan Alexander. I think those are officially put to bed, especially after last preseason game. And I'm really excited about this starting lineup. But just sticking to the defense here and, cuts, you guys have any thoughts on the back end? You guys mentioned a couple safeties here. Goodry already got cut. You guys have any back end linebackers? Corners. I think Wild Goose is also on the way out. We mentioned Delshon Phillips. Any other names on your mind here?
DQ Thomas is probably out for the linebacker squad. Marcel Harris is probably also out. I'd probably go along those lines. What do you guys think of Hamza Nasruddin? Do you think he's in or do you think he's out?
Hell yeah.
That was going to be my question. I think he's in. I mean, he led the team in tackles this preseason game.
Yeah.
I think he's been having a good offseason, a good preseason. So, he might
Hamza and Sherwood. I would actually be upset if Sherwood and Hamza got cut. That would be ridiculous. They played so well. They went out of position to do whatever the hell you wanted them to do. They got injured. Now you're going to cut them. That'd be tough, man. For a 1-year veteran, Quan Alexander, and Quincy Williams got cut from the Jaguars. That would be a really tough look, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like our linebackers are our weakest spot, so chances are they're going to get the least cuts. One name that we didn't bring up that I think played pretty well last year for us when we needed him was Brandon Eccles. Do you think there's a shot he's on the bubble, or do you think he's safe?
I think he's on the bubble, man. I think he's
stays.
on the bubble.
No, I don't. I think he stays, man. I think he's going to be the backup. We need to have a backup, right? If Goodry's gone, we need to have a backup to Carter and Reed, and I think that is Eccles. To be honest with you,
Eccles and Davis, or no, Eccles and Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall.
Bryce Hall, but Bryce Hall's more on the outside. You know what I mean? I think that he's gonna be on the nickel or backing up DJ Reed, kind of like, you know what I mean, or maybe if that's I think
So
it's really
Sauce
just them
and
two
Hall
left.
are our bona fide number 1 DBs. DJ Reed's our number 2, and then Michael Carter's our number 3, and then Eccles is backing up either DJ Reed or Michael Carter.
Yeah, just to make that cleaner though, like Bryce Hall is the bona fide number 3. Like, you know what I mean? It's also the one. Reed is like the hybrid, like safety corner that they got going on. You know what I mean? He's that weird position that they got, and they have Michael Carter solidifying that next to him. They're gonna have Eccles behind, and that's basically it. They don't have any depth there. You know what I mean? That's why I'm actually shocked by the Goodry cut. I know we kind of made fun of me because I've been yelling about Goodry for years now. Because he's fast, as Greg likes to say. He's so fast.
It's tough to beat.
He's so fast.
Two guys that John loves on this pod: Cager and Goodry.
Yeah. Who was the first one?
Cager.
Oh, dude, let's get into all right. Isaiah Dunn though is also there, Greg. Backing them up. But let's get into Cager, dude. Cager better make this damn team. He played so well. We cut Charles. All right, Charles Irvin. Irvin Charles.
Yep. Irvin Charles, yes.
Don't
confuse people. Don't confuse people thinking that it's like Michael Irvin's child over there.
No, there was that guy that I don't know. There was another guy that we signed. It was kind of the same name. I forgot it though. It slipped my mind. But that leaves Tariq Black, which I think he's gonna get cut. Mm-hmm. Calvin Jackson played so well at the end there. I mean, I kind of just want him around, but I don't think he's gonna make it. I think it's going to be Jeff Smith. We're only going to carry 5, right? I feel like that's a normal number, and we're going to trade Mims. Right? Is that the deal here?
Yeah, I would say, because Mims is going to be, since Mims is going to be traded, I think we're going to carry 6 for a little bit. I think Jeff Smith still makes the roster just because had a pretty decent.
You think Mims is going to be on the roster by Tuesday? You don't think he's going to get traded before cuts?
I don't think so. That'd
be very interesting if we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot there, but all right, we'll see.
I really don't think it's going to happen that quickly.
All right, so that's a tough position. That means Grant Herman's definitely getting cut. The lineman, he was there just fighting our D lineman, which is I guess fun for the training camp. I don't think he's going to make the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean okay? Does this mean Kenny Yeboah's gone?
Yes. I didn't want to bring it up, John.
I didn't want to. You're hurting me too. It hurts me too. I don't want Kenny gone. Kenny was the only tight end last year that actually showed some reception talent.
We're gonna have to cut someone, right?
I think it's gonna be Kenny Yeboah, man. And can I make another prediction here that I'm kind of nervous is gonna happen? I don't want it to happen, but I just have to say it out loud.
And it makes sense that Yeboah is gonna be cut because you got Wesco, Rucker, Uzoma, Conklin.
You mentioned it, dude. I think if Wesco gets cut, he's gonna end up being a New York Giant, and I'm gonna be very upset.
I don't think he's getting cut. I don't think he's getting cut, man. I do not think he's getting cut.
So how many tight ends are the Jets gonna have? Man?
I think you were gonna have 4 because you got to think about Ruckert, who came in with an injury, and I think you got to worry about CJ Uzoma, who's known to be injury prone. You can't.
That's 5.
No.
Wesco, Ruckert, Uzoma, Conklin. Those are the 4. I'm thinking we're just carrying 4.
Oh, you think we're gonna cut Cager?
Yes.
Oh no, chill out. That's unacceptable. I didn't even consider that to be an option.
Didn't even cross your mind.
He was like, whoa. Cager over Wesco all day, every day in my mind. Not happening.
All right, so I guess the last position we got to talk about here is the running backs.
Please, because I have questions.
Another big point of contention. So we mentioned
many questions.
We know Hall is the rookie of the year. We know Carter's obviously making the squad. That really just leaves Coleman.
He had that fumble though.
I know.
Is he our starting guy? Is he our starting guy? I thought going into this he's going to be our starting running back. Do you think there's a chance that Hall's the starter now?
No, I think you're going to give it to Carter. I think it's going to be Carter.
I think so too.
I guess it just depends who blocks. Who blocks better? But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this running back situation? It's really Ty Johnson, Tevin Coleman,
Yeah.
and Knight.
Yeah, I think Zonovan Knight is he's gone.
Greg, what do you think?
I think it comes down to Knight or Ty Johnson. I feel like we've seen what Ty Johnson is. I feel like
really, I think it's Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson. I think that's the battle.
Could be, especially because money might get involved. I'm not sure what the money is on everyone, but Tevin Coleman, he's the veteran guy, knows the San Francisco system.
That's why
has been around.
I think that's why he's like on that fringe. Like he showed some promise in preseason. It wasn't great, but he still gives you that veteran presence. Knows the scheme. That's why I think he's on that bubble. But the difference is like Ty Johnson actually has better legs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's
can he
why
catch out of the backfield?
He showed some catching this preseason.
Well, last year the Bulls hit him in the face, bro.
Hit him in the face mask. I know. Hit him right. It was straight.
Dude, that
in the face
hurt
mask.
so bad. That hurt me so bad. But I just can't.
That hurt you so bad. Last season just hurt so bad, John. Every game hurt so bad. And same with the season
the
before
Mike
that.
White game was fun.
I mean, that was a lot of fun. But outside of that, yeah, those two were game. Those two were great. But outside of that, it was pretty rough. Pretty rough.
We got some breaking news here. Not good news for the Jets.
Oh no.
Cutting Streveler.
No. Practice squad guy, though, probably.
Got the axe.
He's probably going practice squad.
Or the Giants. I feel like the Giants. I feel like all of our players are just so much better.
Watch it. The Giants. I mean, we have our own quarterback issues because our quarterback is hurt. But my God, woo!
I know. Tough sledded. But yeah, no. We don't need to give out too many strings. We do this with the last opponent. But yeah, in terms of running backs, I know that
John will give out mad strays once we play if we we're not playing this year, but if
we play the regular season. Oh yeah. Well, listen, we have to get more wins than the Giants because I have a bet for some New York steak. Shout out to Marissa and Chaz. So definitely need to win that bet because I'll never hear the end of it for the rest of my entire life. So I have to.
Has to happen.
Yeah, they have to get more wins. I'm personally invested. But speaking of running backs, I know that TC is popular here. He knows the scheme, yada, yada, yada. I guess I wouldn't miss him or Ty Johnson too much, but one of them has to stay.
Right? You really want Zonovan Knight, don't you?
Well, he's not going to get much burn, right? I mean, he's nice to have if one of our running backs get hurt. I want him to be like our starting running back in some weird way. You know what I mean?
It's like Strever. Strever.
That's like Mike White, kind of. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Mike White. Like, just chill out. If we need you, you're going to come in and, take and
you're going to kill it, and you're going to be the starting guy like a Tom Brady situation. Yeah, I know.
Don't even say that name ever again. Because it's already sympathy season for him right now. We have to start caring about his family and why he took off now. It's already too much. I'm already sick of it. But anyway, running backs, Jets. By the way, and just so you know, we're not super haters. Like I'm listening to the McCourty interview on Part of My Take. He literally said, the one thing we do as a team is we just hate the Jets. That's what he said. So it's not just me. Like Tom Brady talks about the color green. Tom Brady says he hates the Jets. Like it's not just like a me thing. This is a universal idea. Okay, we hate each other. It's not being a hater in general. It's we don't do Boston. We don't do New England. I can't wait to beat them this year. So this is a little side tangent. I don't even know why I went on it.
They didn't.
But that really pissed me off, McCourty, because they just keep reaffirming it, and I feel like they just keep smacking me in the face with that crap. So annoying. I hate them so much.
How about Mac
Jones?
How about Mac Jones throwing an interception to a wide receiver on defense?
McCorkle Jones, bro. We better have a better record than the Patriots too, but we'll get into all that. Winning Picks Weekly.
Tune in.
All right, do you guys have any other thoughts here? Just the only other NFL news is Jimmy Garoppolo got re-signed to a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Which was interesting because he was definitely a big cut candidate.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be with the team, though. It seems like they're allowing him to be there, be with the team for one more season. Seems like he has an easy way out just to be traded. It's a manageable contract. If he doesn't want to be there because of Trey Lance, that's just kind of how I see it. It's like good business on both sides, just being amicable, being able to walk away because things aren't working out they don't need each other anymore. That's what it is at the end of the day. I guess the one thing, I don't know. We talked about Mims briefly, like think if he was going to be traded. How do you guys feel about trading Mims before like we finish up or wrap up around here? Do you want him on this team? John, we always mention about having depth at the wide receiver position, especially after last season. But I also get trading him when his stock value is high. And if he's not, he's probably looking for a larger role. I don't know why he would feel slighted in any way. He didn't come in prepared last season. But what do you think? You're next, Greg.
we're not gonna get a comp pick, right? If we, so if we can get anything if we can get a fourth, that'd be unreal. But we're gonna get. We're probably gonna get a conditional 5 that turns into a 6 or something. It's whatever. Don't care.
I say trade him. I don't care what we get back for him. Just trade him, get the pick, and let's move on. We've had him for a couple of years. We know what it is. It's not good enough to make the starting lineup, so we don't need him.
All right. I'm all in between. I get not needing him, but I also like the depth. I think he'd be good for depth. Really wish he showed out, considering he was a second-round pick, but dims the brakes sometimes. Dims the brakes.
That's how it goes.
All gas, no brakes, one would say.
And on that note, I think that covers it for the Jets today. Not much else is going on. Just, predicting cuts. Yeah. Getting closer, man. Next week we get week 1. Jets facing the Ravens. Can't wait.
I can't wait for injury reports. Oh my goodness.
Can't wait as one
injury
former
reports
Raven
for week
would say.
1. I'm such a nerd, but that excites me so much.
Can't wait as one former Raven who was a New York Jet would once say. The mad backer himself, Bart Scott. All right. Can't wait for week 1. Let's go. The green and white's back, baby. They're back. But on that note, thank you guys for tuning in for another Jets episode of the Next Jets Etc. podcast. You all know what to do. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. We're on all audio listening platforms. You can find this podcast on YouTube. All right. You can find us over at Nick. You can just type in Nick's Comment, Jets Comment, ETC, period. All right. Follow us on all social media platforms. We got another podcast. If you go over to the YouTube page, all right, that's also partnered with Minute Media and Fadside, Winning Picks Weekly. Make sure to check out John and video producer Greg and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy over there, giving their takes on where to place your money if you like sports betting. But we'll catch you later this week for another Knicks episode.
Talking football. Or if you just like talking college football.
You all do that a lot on that podcast. A lot. Woo!
Come hang out.
Lord. Yeah, go hang out with these guys if you want to hear about college football all day long. All right, everyone. We'll catch you later this week for another Knicks episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. We out.
Let's go Jets. Jets. Jets.